100%. So Molodoy's impact was unbelievable. On LAN, that won't change, that's for sure. And I did some media with him, and he gave Foot a lot of credit and said they were surprisingly good. Man, we got pushed a lot, and I gotta say, like, there was stuff that they did on Overpass that was, you know, worth looking at. So now that we're here, I do think that there is a huge advantage now for FURIA. If this game took place online, and Heroic obviously took down Pain on the way here, they've shown some impressive stuff, but another team with a stand-in versus the second best team in the second half of the year.
It's a mouthful, but it's still impressive. FURIA kicking it off on the defense here within Mirage. Again, map pick for Heroic that they've tapped into throughout this event, online and to LAN. Eyes on Nilo. Utility exec in middle. We've got an unsilenced USP of Molodoy. Keep drawing those comparisons, folks. Simple-esque. But he sits there and he waits, and it's going to be Heroic to take up position inside of middle as well. Just put that thorn in their side of a potential A problem. With that clock down to 1:10, we've got no more grenades here for Heroic. Kid on Fallen for this one, sits on ticket booth, and the first shots of the round are fired towards Connector. Then that walkout through the Palace gets Molodoy into the action, but he leaves a lot to be desired with that one. Fallen doesn't get anything for his efforts either, and so Heroic take their sweet time with that hit, but they just walk right into the free frags.
I mean, I really like it. If you actually look at the setup, it's not that great versus Palace specifically, so I think once they heard Yakinder shooting, even though it's a stack, all those guys have great fights on everybody on the site. From CT, it's kind of hard to get that under control. From the angle that you're firing from Yakinder's perspective, he needs support, and he's fighting Connector. And obviously, Sandwich would have been great, but they didn't get tunnel vision. The guy in the back end side of Palace held it, so they had everything covered.
Oh, what a classy little pistol round we had.
Good.
No,
you know, one day,
mag spam,
everything will be USB-C to USB-C, and there will be no online games.
Okay, right? You want to explain that one for the people that don't understand?
That was like dead simple.
Definitely not me. That's totally understood.
It's just in the future. There will be no USB-A to USB-C. It'll just be USB-C to USB-C.
All the time.
You can never miss. It'll always be that one cable, same jack on both sides.
I got you.
I mean, in fact, one day everything will be wireless.
That's what I see. We've had that conversation. I thought that's where you were going.
It's the step before that, and then right after that, there'll be no more online games.
Whew. It's a world we can all look forward to. When bunny hopping and surf are fixed too.
Yeah.
Pile it all together.
The changes they're here, they're coming.
Shouldn't be any changes in the momentum at the start here. Pistols in hand, utilities for a few. And leaning on Fallen to keep eyes on this A site, where grenades trickle over top from Heroic, but obviously not the all-in. Keeping enough nades for a second volley if needed. Ooh, Xcloud finds timing on Fallen though. Just trying to find refuge on the other side of that wall of smokes. Maybe thinking there would be more going down towards A when suddenly Crizzen comes through those stair smokes. And what do you know, 5v3 made easy. So attempt to the bomb plant, it's gonna go uncontested. FURIA is still showing that they're nearby, but eat that flashbang. Things continue to remain slowed down and comfortable for Heroic out of the gate here on their pick.
They look really well organized, taking this game seriously, of course. You know, it's like at a minimum for them to get those VRS points, but it's a FURIA that after their start to the tournament, you say maybe they're wounded a little bit. Maybe they're like a little bit slow. We don't know how long that lasts. Maybe we can capitalize on that. And I think that's totally possible.
Yeah, we can chalk it up to online play or whatever not, but the numbers did paint a very bleak picture for FURIA versus Foot. You had Yakinder, Molodoy playing lights out, as we've already discussed. Beyond that, Caserado is sitting at a 1.03 rating coming to this portion of the event. Everybody else sub 1 for FURIA.
Yeah.
To really just hammer home how hard Molodoy went.
It was one of those scoreboards that, like, you couldn't tell who won.
Yep.
You know.
It's the kind of scoreboard you look at it and you go, damn, they really wasted Molodoy's carry?
Yeah.
Because it just, the odds are that still would have wound up as a loss, but FURIA held on to it.
It's the first map for Xcloud and Youngstar against FURIA in their careers. I wonder if they were excited or nervous. Youngstar gets to up against Molodoy.
Yeah, shame he hates using the op.
Yeah.
Forced into it. As we mentioned, the standard situation, bringing Youngstar back from the bench. Good on him to do what he is asked to do.
He said it's fun, though, to experiment with all the freedom.
And again, kind of a low pressure, nothing to lose type situation coming in to Bounty. More chance at LAN experience. Put up a highlight. Flesh out the resume, perhaps. These
Won't take
pistols
too long.
inside of window, gonna try to take a pry down into underpass, but they see multiple bodies with multiple guns, and so it's an easy cleanup as far as Heroic are concerned. And Susp, catching K-Serrado, makes sure that these losses stay at a minimum. Maybe Krizen gets caught, but he's gonna be protected by his teammates, and we go 4 players strong for Heroic as this 3-0 start begins.
It's pronounced Susp.
Susp. Oh, that's how you know he's Swedish.
Swoop.
See?
Quick
little
lip pillow, bruh.
quick little pit stop before round 4. And we're good to go. All right, Op's got him. Molotow's got an Op. Keep your eyes on him. It's gonna be hard not to notice his impact if things continue from the online portion to the LAN, and they should. But Heroic aren't gonna skip a beat with this one. Straight in to the full-on cross in A site. K-Serrado finds lineups, and still one able to extend into the deeper part of this bomb site. Youngstar is gonna join up with Nilo. Bombs already made its way into default. They know that stairs and connector are going to have to be contended with, but when?
Does K-Serrado clear this? Oh, he's made noise. He's not even thinking about it.
2 players sitting mid. xFloud jumps on it. Oh, 3rd kill. Very clean shooting here onto Yakindar to nab all of the frags he could have. And that's all made possible because K-Serrado doesn't consider clearing top boxes.
It's hard to get one by him, but they did. I don't know if they molly top boxes and there was a gap they didn't clear, but the fact that he wasn't even nervous about it is very strange.
Terrorists win. There's no charred earth sitting behind those boxes, so it doesn't seem like it. Got smoke.
I guess. Yeah, well, we see him looking for the defense, as he could have peeked into connector, got those fights. And xFloud really held his cards close to his chest, didn't peek early. They felt a little pressed for time.
Well, they'll get a bit of it, but in a tech timeout. We'll pause.
For Molotov, you can have all the time in the world.
Right. Harry and Hugo were discussing that with the tech timeouts for Falcons earlier because they said, God, it's always Monacy. They said, it always seems like it's Monacy.
Is it really?
The thing is, if Monacy's got a problem, let's fix it. For the sake of all of us.
Definitely. If it's a problem, it's real.
I don't want to watch Monacy on crutches. I want to see Monacy on rails.
Yeah. Want to see him on speed. That's what you meant, right?
Yeah.
Going quick.
Yes, sir. Full steam ahead. Problem sorted. We jump back into this 4-0 Heroic start. It's got our interest again because this is all building off of the struggles of FURIA versus Foot.
Food.
That's how Jacob Pimp-Vinicki's been saying it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like a proper European football.
Yeah.
K-Serrado takes to the top rope of Catwalk. Oof, he's got the target, but the gun goes empty.
How did xFloud get away with strafing that long and that wide?
That smoke spam ends up costing K-Serrado as he couldn't keep it as clean as he needed. This MP9, though, point blank on the smokes. Going to take a man advantage for FURIA.
This is crazy.
Their first man advantage of the game. And it is instantly taken back by Youngstar. Problem here, 27 health for 2 of the 3 remaining Heroic players, but xFloud's gotten away with this corner. Yuri's playing around through the apartments. If he goes to clear middle, that could cost Heroic 1. And even scaring him back into mid. Now xFloud fully ready for this exact moment. Frag grenade's gonna just pressure him back. Instantly kills Yuri. And of course, Molidoy is gonna take this moment to come and clear out that chair spot.
He killed him before his own nade even did.
Gets up into the ladder room and doubles back towards window. And FURIA is suddenly not sure where Heroic are heading off to with that bomb in 40 seconds.
The best thing they could do right now is clone Molidoy. The second best thing they could do is just rotate quickly together. Heroic with 30 seconds are in a fine spot. It looks like they're earlier than FURIA are going to be ready for to come back to A. They'll have the side of default to plant on. They can get their nades out. Youngstar's health won't matter, and I think Molidoy's going to wish he didn't really have this op in this retake.
Feels like pressure falls on Susp as the player with full HP. He's able to tuck back into the palace. You can see the concern here for Heroic because, yes, they did leave middle, but there was the rumblings of FURIA players in that direction, and they've had enough time to flank Heroic as well.
They're not going to be able to clear this with the time left over.
It's going to remain on Susp's mind, still holding flank even at this moment, and just letting Youngstar try to confirm numbers as we get the rumblings of this moving forward. Good catch on Yakindar, and that's going to send Molidoy back away with his op. It is 5 consecutive now for Heroic. And this one coming off of the back of catching Yuri, pushing through the apartments, pinning him in top middle, and making sure that at that 3v3 where you had a huge health disadvantage, Heroic still come up with the win.
We talk about the gaps as well. Like xCloud, he got here way earlier in the round after wide swinging Caserado at the beginning of the rounds. Basically just never left, and Molidoy didn't clear him. They didn't think about him. He ends up getting the Yuri kill. There are pretty big gaps in awareness here for FURIA that are a little alarming. That is a calm team. That's the difference.
Op shows presence in B halls and dips. Crizzen tries to take up the mantle, but that grenade honestly had Youngstar's name on it. Crizzen takes it in turn. Just tries to throw a bit of a threat around that smoke. Remains just Yuri towards B as we get this float from Caserado out middle yet again.
I like this from Heroic. I mean, a default where they can just try to be a little annoying. They know that FURIA, they're not going to just sit back entire rounds when they're up against a team like Heroic.
Ay, ay, ay.
Maybe it was on purpose.
Your map pick, by the way. But Molidoy gives a little slack back over.
Okay.
Sets up the trap, and xCloud goes down to the second shot instead. Youngstar crossing over in that timing, caught Molidoy off guard, but we've got the support of Heroic in bottom middle. Again, they will face a health disadvantage. This time with an additional player on FURIA's squad. But they've scooped up the bomb, and 40 seconds to figure this one out as well.
It's a lot of utility, a lot of thinking they got to do. You kind of want to go the pacifist route in a round like this, though. Even like trying to get a kill lurking or something with the HP and the op in play, it's going to be very difficult. But also finding out what's open without getting killed is also difficult.
Oh my
God, he wasn't even looking at you. Yakinder, that could have been your first kill.
Now falling over towards the ramp should still be fine. They're going to start crossing over. 7 seconds for the bomb plant. Any pressure, but that coverage comes through. And unless this spam connects, which it will, because he is so low, so FURIA find their first.
Ooh, that's after time.
But man, that was sketchy for a second.
Is that after time? Was that low-key expensive?
It looked like it was still just a second before the round expired.
Just a second before the round expired.
Or Nilo had a bunch of extra money.
Which is also possible because they haven't had a good start.
It's got $2,400 after.
Molidoy brings it back and then...
No, it is after.
It is after. Yeah.
Double op comes out for FURIA. They find their first round. Again, another moment where Heroic are going to show us that they're willing to fight even when the odds are pretty heavily stacked up against them. Lesser teams would have just kind of tucked back into a save maybe in that 2 versus 3 no health. Heroic keep trying to secure a 6th in this half instead. Eyes on FURIA to try to find consecutive round wins. One off here for Molidoy and Connector. The other one's going to pick up position towards B site, hold a deep line into the apartments.
Two ops can also make it easy if things aren't feeling right at first, things aren't gelling. Mirage is a good map for it. Especially when you got a part-time opera like Fallen.
Molodoi wanted that angle back, but sees nothing for it. We get this trickle towards Fallen's direction at 45 seconds. But he gives up his line just as they come around that corner, squeeze up through the catwalk plate as well. And Fallen missing his chance to strike first up into the apartments. This is Heroic, very much on the brink of a bomb site, jumping down into the waiting hands of Quesarado. Fallen dies in the meantime. Yakinder is on the scene, and he's trying to get more than just the one, but it's man advantage Heroic fought for with that exec. Late lurk by Crizin through connector, as Furia are going to take a bit of a faster pounce towards site instead. Crizin's not in position yet to really activate this flank, and his bomb site's falling in the meantime. He's got to get a go for this. And he's going to crawl out through the murder hole. Furia still not considering it. And even better for Heroic is the bomb site holding on its own. Yuri's crept in, and down he goes to survive for Heroic. A nice late squeeze, and a squeeze is what that B site was under the entire time.
They try to keep it real simple. Once they got spotted coming up B apps, they just continued forward with the exec, and like, you could chalk that up to Fallen just missing a shot, or the two players that were there missing one and dying. It's definitely messy. There's no multi-kill potential even from Yakinder under window as the like overflow spot. They're just not that threatening at the moment. And in Heroic, they keep it kind of simple. Every other round's been great though. I think there's nothing bad about the way that they're playing, that's for sure. They're having fun with it. They're playing good defaults. They're trading more effectively. Furia, it's time to wake up.
Everybody from top to bottom contributing for that one. Yeah.
Fucking nice.
And it was just enough kind of feigned cat presence. We had a lot of the defenders' attention turned towards catwalk, ready for that split that never really came through on the timing they were hoping for.
You know, you replay that round again, I think Furia take that position again because they had enough players, they had a guy under window, they had an op in sight, they still lost.
Heroic making a real go at this, and on top of that, gonna keep the pressure on thick. Yuri doesn't win the battle of the SMGs. The MAC-10 tagged up, then takes refuge behind Arch, and Nilo's gonna find the kill to Yakindar over top of him. So this round is instantly done for. Furia, no way they're gonna go for this retake. And it's a desperate save where Heroic are starting to rack up some money. Where Furia are suddenly finding themselves trailing by 6 rounds. When does Furia show up?
Tell Heroic it's a LAN match right now versus Furia.
Showing no fear. From online to the studio.
It's great.
To be honest, though, this is not one of those teams where I would expect that change-up to apply too much pressure.
I agree.
When we're talking about, like, let's say, Foot, you know.
That's pretty exciting. The
no
only thing we
land.
have to mention is that Youngstar's here as like a stand-in, but otherwise it's like an exciting team for sure.
And a team that's gone through their LAN phases already.
Nice, fucking good call, good call.
Heroic no slouches, seemingly. And remember, taking down Payne, top 8. At the Austin Major. Tried to ride that high for the second half of 2025. Obviously not as successful. But I'd say we were both impressed with Payne's first best of 3 at this event. So
yeah.
Heroic being able to defeat them caught me off guard at least.
Yeah, Payne will be watching this like a warning to Brazil.
And Liquid will be watching this thinking, damn, maybe we should have picked Furia.
I'm not sure Liquid could beat anybody with the way they played that last match.
What about themselves?
Yeah, that's they're champions of.
Bomb in the apps, but also a double up inside of Palace. Trying to play both sides of the coin right now at a minute 10. You walk through this smoke, Fallen's got you dead to rights. Could have nearly gotten that lineup, but second player just off it. Elo starts to move back towards spawn. Crizin coming back to join him as well. But curiously, this bomb still remains on Youngstar, sitting over towards B, doing nothing with it but waiting.
Again, nothing fancy. They're trying to keep it easy. The rotation will be here with plenty of time. Maladoy might just get a clean pickoff right now because, yeah, there's little incentive for Heroic to do something else, like show something with xFlout and 3 players coming into B versus 5 on the map's not that threatening. They've just been coming up so good on the trades.
Yuri waiting for his chance.
Oh.
Damn, down with nothing again, but Yakindar's there to clean house, so you've got it. Another round of the board for FURIA, only their second in 9 rounds played. That is still shockingly low as the favorites come into this, but I think unfortunately for Yuri, we got to start to talk about it. There's been multiple moments where he's had a chance at finding kills inside this site and goes down empty-handed.
Yeah, I mean a few of them have missed shots, missed opportunities. Definitely, Kinder started this game 0-5.
Trying to go for another walkout. xFlout gets away with it, just spamming smoke into window while Yakindar's out there meant to get the kill back, sure. But Quesarado maybe gets unlucky. Maybe xFlout's really just that good at the moment, tapped into it, evened out off Maladoy's top stair peak, and everything else for Heroic walking out middle at the moment. Maladoy clearly sensing that he could make something more happen, take some damage, but will have a chance to remain a part of holding back Heroic's mid-walk. Nade goes too deep to open up the angle onto Catwalk.
Oh. Won't see a thing but senses it, and can hear him on Cat, obviously. Fallen's in an interesting spot. He can't really use his utility from here, but he could use it later. If they want to go get that bomb planted, he'll probably just take a timing peek. But he might be in a position where he has to just let it go down. It's going to be hard because he's got no one taking attention away from him.
Yuri
okay, there.
Timing. Yuri comes around that corner the moment they turn around. They do cover their flank with the smoke grenade, though, so Yuri loses his line. Maladoy adds himself to the Cat retake side of this. And Fallen, like you said, has to kind of just let it go down. Never even took any kind of a look at the bomb site. Maladoy.
There's no distraction, you know what I mean? Oh.
Down it goes. Yuri made easy inside of connector. Man advantage established. Fallen's going to hope to just come back and catch them off guard. Like you said, no distractions, but Maladoy serves one up. Fallen getting wind of this, catches a duel towards jungle, but leaves a lot to be desired. And now Maladoy 1v2, time is certainly against him, and he's gonna just tuck tail and try to save this off. It is an 8th round with still the possibility of a 10-round half for Heroic's T side.
This is you know, another game with shades of foot, where it's like Heroic in this match are definitely working them, making them try harder and so on, but you're just not hitting your normal metrics for any, or like targets for any of the players on FURIA, where it feels like even much of a challenge right now. They seem just sort of like a low energy team, you know, no ferocity.
Yep. Kind of like a team still with one foot in the Christmas break. It's an interesting conversation the desk had discussing, you know, the sometimes time-limited placement of a rifler at the peak of their career. And you never know if, you know, FURIA, you don't want to take it for granted that Yuri and Quesarado are going to be able to start this year as well as they were playing at the peak of 2025.
You're him, bro.
That's my gold, bro.
Nice.
My Turkish gold.
I will suck your toes after, bro. Let's go.
No.
Okay.
Wow. All right.
That's what they do at boot camp.
That's why they're so excited.
Emphasis on the boot. Another piece of missed utility coming out of Heroic, though. Again.
The weird part about that one, though, Connor, is everyone on, like, these FURIA players, like Quesarado's been consistent his whole career.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, in this case, I'm just thinking more Yuri.
Yuri, okay.
You know, you're obviously playing keep up with a guy like Quesarado. And also, I think the desk aren't just, they're not just defining that conversation by this one game, but you We got a whole year of CS ahead of us, and
They do some foreshadowing, though.
they do. That's what they're paid for.
And this is what we get. So it actually kind of is like, noticing.
Nice nade.
Wow.
Fallen.
That's an understatement. My
Places
goodness.
that one to perfection. Molotov's going to get the angle of Catwalk taken away by Molodoy. And Yakindar concerned about jungle, but if he lets his guard down towards window, oh, I thought Nilo would have had that kill before his teammate died. Instead, Yakindar gets the robbery. Nilo brings it right back. 3v2 for Heroic. And Fallen, while that grenade was well placed, fully flashed as Susp comes out off the team play and puts Molodoy into yet another seemingly unwinnable situation. 9-2 in the half. And at this rate, I'm just going to say Heroic get double digits.
Yeah, go for it at this point. You're right, for
Sat
sure.
back waiting for Heroic, or Furia rather, to kind of make a move. Go in on a round. Do something. Clearly Heroic hit the ground running tonight. Will not waste this opportunity. Take a chunk out of Furia's confidence on map 1 at the very least.
They've been doing a good job of avoiding Molodoy in the late rounds as well. Actually, I think he's been trying to move around and they haven't had to run into him as much. Just not in middle, in the early mid portions of the round.
Not doing second wave fast. You want 3 smokes? Yes, 3 smokes. 3 smokes. And there were 3.
So do they try to weaponize him for the 12th? Sits behind bottom mid smoke grenade. Okay, Serrato coming off of the catwalk. This will be a chance for Molodoy to strike first in underpass. But again, timings go back and forth, and a little bit of discomfort here could cost Molodoy a chance at the 5v4. Crizin to take a look at B again. Can't forget about the amount of success Heroic have had.
They've been very disciplined, eh? Like, they haven't just resorted to full rushes. They've done some contacts, like mid-round and stuff, but not just all-out A plays or anything. Like, they've been very default heavy, which is, that can be a tall task versus Furia.
And yet Furia have kind of sat back and not really tested the waters. Again, you get Serrato just sitting into the corner. Molodoy will recover with that angle, and Yakindar's position catches Youngstar off guard. B-Apps player too hyper-focused on the cat hold to think about Yuri back sight, and now Fallen's gonna find timing here as well. This is one of those ones where Heroic kind of step into the trap, seemingly. That additional body added to the cat hold in Yakindar catches, at the very least, a 3rd round of this Furia CT side. But we cannot call this defense inspiring.
Okay, a triple out of Molodoy prowling the streets.
He's not warming up. He's hunting.
It's just a fluke. You can't drop 30 like that every match.
What possessed God in heaven to make a player like Molodoy?
God did not make Molodoy. I made him.
You trained him, right?
I teach this kid everything. Discipline, positioning, grenade lineups. He's ignoring it all.
You wanted to see me?
Come sit, Daniel.
I've seen your flashbangs. Did Fallen teach you nothing?
Utilities for people that miss.
That's not game sense, bro. That's madness.
Madness? No, confidence.
He's not blinking.
I don't think he's blinked since he walked in.
Look, Daniel, the teams out there, they know you're dangerous. They're planning around you. They don't want to end up in another highlight reel from you.
If they don't want it to be in highlight reel, they're gonna need one thing.
And what's that?
Disconnect.
He's so intense.
You think you can keep this up every single match?
They can't stop me.
You remind me of me. Just younger, TikTok generation. A little bit less patient, but still very good. You can't coach that. You can only survive it.
Stop trying to coach me. Start following my calls.
Ha, be careful. Last time I said it, they made me an IGL.
Is this how roster changes happen?
Not the most action-packed CT side out of the likes of FURIA, but they did have themselves 7 successful opening duels through that CT side, and those 7 opening kills only reverted to 3 round wins. Launders, how did FURIA only win 3 rounds on the CT side?
It's kind of a damning stat. Yeah, that's extremely poor. Again, like, they weren't meeting their quotas. They weren't getting their multis. And sometimes you take a snapshot of their positions. They had enough players in the sites they were trying to defend.
Right.
Those guys just didn't put up.
Yeah, I mean, you really wanted the damning stat. Yakindar had 1 multi-kill round that whole half. Molodoy had 3. Fallen, Caserado, and Yuri all 0. It's just not there for them.
How many did xCloud have?
Probably more than the whole other team combined. No, he had 3 himself. Youngstar gonna get helped out by xCloud. Susp off of triple, just gonna find a headshot to Yakindar. Molodoy's wallbang is gonna try to keep the hopes of the pistol alive, but not for very long. Nilo comes through, catches him off ticket, and a 16 HP Caserado 1v3. That is what's asked of him, or else Heroic's 10th round is won in the pistol, and they will go full speed ahead towards the finish. But hang on, because we've got a second
trying to give him a chance, actually.
And he's got this position in the back of the bomb site now.
Don't test a guy like this, actually, even though he's low on health. So are you.
He's already tagged Crizin down to the 22 health he sits on.
There's no one that's going to try to milk this for everything that it's worth, but Crizin still gets his duel. They close out, and it's another round, Connor, where Molodoy gets a multi and is the only one to get kills.
12 and 5.
Exit.
So far on map 1, and not enough tonight. I'm glad we discussed Foot at length before this started, because yes, even though if it was online and there was a shakiness to FURIA, it's actually just turning into more of the same. Top-heavy performance from Molodoy, and unlike versus Foot, this time it's clearly just not enough.
Energy's great from Heroic. I love how many defaults went into the last half. And, well, if xCloud's, you know, going to come in, not be afraid of anyone, Nilo's going to continue to have good maps here at the Bounty. It's welcome. We're getting consistency, teamwork, and enthusiasm.
It's a recipe for disaster as far as FURIA are concerned in this flat start of Mirage. Hoping Molodoy's Desert Eagle can kind of get this going. That nade placed to perfection. And the Desert Eagle of Molodoy whittled down to 29 health. You're not even going to get out the window by the looks of things. Molodoy will try his damnedest. And he will be the last man standing in the face of 4. Crizin's pistol finishes, and Heroic 2 away from this win in what has felt like a 25-minute map so far.
Yeah, it really has.
What's wild is earlier this very same event, we were looking at FURIA losing that blowout map, and we said, when has FURIA ever lost so badly?
And it was one of their worst maps.
And now here, we could be staring at a 13-3 finish, and so for the first time and the second time, we get these absolute blowouts from FURIA in the same week of Counter-Strike.
But this time's on land, too.
And so if that doesn't indicate something is wrong out of the gate in 2026... You know, maybe you'd rather be a Na'Vi that just gets blown out of the water, upset online, chalk it up to that kind of a playing atmosphere. You know, people will remember this choke by FURIA more than Na'Vi's online loss.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be... How would you even frame it? It's almost like, you know, it feels like an apathetic performance more than necessarily a choke. Like, I'm not even seeing them give it their all. You know what I mean? It just feels like they've shown up and, hey, they've flown here, right? They've qualified to get here. They've flown here. So obviously they're trying to figure it out, but it certainly doesn't feel like they're in it.
Walk up into the cat play. Krizen's missed this timing on Fallen, and Fallen's gonna get away with the double kill. Much needed multi-frag rounds coming through from anybody other than Molodoy, but Susp is quick onto the scene at the B site, kills the bomb carrier in the middle of that, and gets wind of K-Serrato already being back behind the van. Great nade from K-Serrato to soften up the one. He'll finish what he started.
Oh,
now Youngstar finds timing to dive the bomb. He gets him off the plant. Xfloud finds the kill to Yakindar. Both other players confirmed here, and Molodoy was low health. K-Serrato was never able to put that bomb down, and this pressure
that was so
he
good.
goes in big for the double.
That was so good. I mean, even threatening to peek at first, getting the bomb off, having the trades come in, second player rotating. Like, the speed of which you're seeing the decisions being made, that's what's missing from FURIA. You're not getting that at all. You're basically getting no pressure. Yakinder in the interview said that we're going to focus on our micro decisions for this match, and I think that really shows that they need to. I was surprised in the first half they couldn't fall back more on their utility, get some easy fights. But there's obviously a litany of things that are falling apart right now.
Wasted impact
but just
off
like
of
every,
Fallen.
You know, even your Kinder holding that and dying is weird. Well, let's be real. Are FURIA going to get it that excited if they win a round? No, they're not. The bar's too high for them.
I don't think
use
FURIA,
that against them too.
Yep. FURIA wouldn't get that excited if they won this map in the end.
Yeah.
I hate to spoil the script, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Full-blown exec over the top here for FURIA, trying to tap into the textbook. And Yakindar's got the trade back, at least, for K-Serrato. Jumping play from Yuri gets punished mid-air. And now, Nilo trying to find a second through that smokes, almost finish off.
The molly, I think it's spam.
A spam in through ticket. Oh, it's a late extinguish on the fire, so Molodoy takes a substantial amount of damage, and Heroic have a chance in this 2 versus 2 with a health advantage to end this game right now. Oh, what? Through the top of the smoke, Molodoy's head popped.
Nilo.
Triple kill for Nilo, and a rock-solid start coming out of Heroic, who will not waste this opportunity to strike first in the best of 3. FURIA flat as they hit LAN in 2026.
How about them apples? Heroic coming out with an absolute right hook across the jaw of FURIA. That is not what we expected to see here, is it, boys?
That was wild. That was wild. That was unbelievable, to be completely honest. I don't think anyone saw Heroic
in the absence of his teammates.
But isn't it so simple-esque that the desk is like, yeah, okay, well, Molodoy's gonna win this map.
Still be enough.
What other team you say this with right now? It's just him right now. So, and that's just that doesn't make FURIA look good, and they are much better than that.
100%.
Like, you know, like it's not like any kind of situation where that would make sense or
they know it. We know it.
That would be the most expected result. Let's not make that a thing, okay? Let's give Molodoy a team here.
And let's give Malta a show.
Wake up, FURIA.
T-side pounce into this B-bomb site. Not going to waste a moment. Door smoke and the Berettas, 2 pairs. attacking this flank pretty damn instantly. Bomb's going to be able to cross over into the sites. It will be planted, uncontested. We go 2 players for Heroic inside of the tunnels and another double over towards mid. Another smoke, though, comes out from Furia. That one goes a bit deep through the doorway. Berettas go down instantly as Fallen finds the headshot onto xFloud. And so you've cut through half of the retake already. But the pinch still comes from both sides in a moment. Highly unlikely 2 versus 4. Hylo's not even taking a look at this one anymore, and so they found their exit path out through middle. Furia will win the pistol.
They're up. They're awake now. But it could still very well be too late. It could be. It's again another match where we look at like the underdog, or look at Heroic and go, there was a lot of great things to say.
What's at the top of the list of things to say?
I think the
greatest
most
thing you can say about them.
I would say the most impressive part was that they ran like 6 defaults in that one half versus Furia, where when you think about if you're going to play the best teams in the world, that might be the round, the type of round you're most worried to try. Because you have to keep up on so many individual fronts and stay coordinated. Wow, Heroic had been on a pistol run streak. First loss this event.
At least of their CT sides. Molodoi tagged down.
Good interruptive block here on the smoke.
A couple players already on the other side of that mid-long smoke, though.
How did he survive there?
Chris is going to find that out the hard way. Drop down to 18 health. We've got a whole bunch of bodies stacked up inside of this A defense here for Heroic. Yakindar's got a flank going, though.
They're all up on these railings, however.
Nobody to hold back Yakindar's mid play. Even if he had come through the mid doors, there'd be nobody to hold this back. So now they're starting to get worried about it.
He's actually just not going to see anyone right now. Oh my gosh,
Finally
get
starts
it. One
to take
bullet
the
in.
legs out of Krizen, who's then just going to quickly climb right back up into the cover. And you've got Fallen dead, which means bomb down over towards Car. 5v2 looking comfortable.
No way.
And Molodoi dead after the 1. So that scout finds him a second time. And a Heroic force buy takes that momentum right back.
Well, that is, I'll say great. Like, the way that they all held was great. They had only a few bits of utility, but they made it feel like a bit more. They also body blocked that first smoke and got a lot of value out of that. Another moment where you just see, like, you see from Krizen's POV, he peeks long into 2 players. They're not even blind. They're both shooting at him. He gets off a few 5-7 shots and just gets away. How's that happening? You know, that's like mechanical sloppiness, has nothing to do with your coach, has nothing to do with your analyst, nothing to do with your preparation. That's like, did you even DM before this game, you know?
Yep.
Have you been doing your individual prep to get ready for this game? That Apex interview that just came out on HLTV was great, not just for the quote, so much insight, very explicit, and he was talking about Rops and how, like, Rops, when he comes and he says, I'm having a bad tournament, or whatever, Apex always tries to remind him that he's a great player and that the good games will come back. But he said, first, everyone's got something a little different. And for Rops, he needs individual time to prep more than other people do. He needs his own time to prep. And you got to figure out what you need and then give yourself that.
Suspray now would have loved the multi-kill to try to stop this big cross into sight, but he's only going to find the 1 before Yuri deals with him. And that's a rifle picked up. Oh, nice coverage out of Molodoi, playing with the scout, but the Deagle will do fine. And now you've established a man advantage, but a very well-placed grenade makes Molodoi's job of getting into this. He's done for. Nate's gonna finish this off. Now the retake officially underway. You've still got that flashbang. Oh, and xFloud catches the headshot. K-Serrano turns, and he's gonna win out the 1v2. Pressure on Furia, but really more pressure on Heroic as they're forced by momentum robbed right back, and it's K-Serrano to post a clutch. And for a player who had so few multi-frags, for a team that had so few multi-frags barring Molodoi, this is a better sign out of Furia early on.
Yeah, totally. This is a good round to grab. Obviously, getting into the post plan with the Molodoi Deagle, it felt like there was no chance of pulling that off, and Heroic were pretty crafty to get those 2 nades in place. They knew how Molotov was going to hold it and nearly gave themselves a chance to pull off the retake, which is always difficult.
Ouch. Lineup there for the doorway. xFloud thought he was going to get more out of that one, but instead, Yakindar 9 health and xFloud dead. Youngstar robs the gun off the corpse, tucks that back into long cross, and we're going to get the mid-hold here for Molodoi, netting him a multi-frag early on Dust2. Just catching wind of Heroic, who felt the pressure to make something happen here with the lesser guns. There's an M4 upgrade for Susp here towards Xbox. And he'll be looking for that if he could have killed Molodoi. Molodoi gets the quad versus what little was left of Heroic. And so FURIA, I think, just a speed bump in terms of losing the second round of this half. They get all that momentum secured, and now they're going to be going up against Pistols in the 5th round. This T-side's got the makings of a strong start.
Yeah, it's almost nice that they don't have a perfect start. They kind of have a huge disaster that follows the last map, and then they still bounce back this way. Earn themselves a 5 USP save. No kits, no half armor, no utility here for Heroic.
Nothing. Zilch, nada, junk. And yet you still gotta clock in for an honest day's work. Trying to charge down Quesarado. USP is never meant to get a kill, but Yuri will fall victim to the one. That's fine by FURIA's standards. 4 move forward in the 4-1 lead.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine.
And the fact is, FURIA are down a map, so it'd be Heroic who have a little bit less pressure while FURIA play catch up. It didn't cost them in the foot game, but it could have, definitely. One thing that's nice about the bounty is virtually everyone who's like got the chance to play that we didn't expect has been impressive.
Yeah, whether that's because they put in the extra preparation on the player break, whether that's because they are more comfortable in the online realm at the start of this event.
I think it's like proof if you win a qualifier in tier 2 or whatever, if you get the VRS points to get to an invite level just outside of that, sort of like only tier 1 teams. It shows that that's not easy either.
Defense has been hard on this triple B stack since the very beginning of this round. It's gonna leave xFloud with that much more responsibility, and while he did a good job of hanging on to his grenades, they're not gonna respect them. FURIA already into the execute of their own. Susp kills Yuri though. Ooh, and xFloud's gonna find one before the nade hunts him down. 4 versus 3 established. Krizen playing with the kit, and a relatively fast rotate coming out of that triple B stack means many bodies inside of the CT spawn.
No one's retaking from Cat, so they don't need to necessarily have one, but no one's going to catch this when they start to push back.
Ooh, Fallen gets dinked and dealt with. Susp strikes. Quesarado can't manage it.
Youngstar got the guy in the back first.
Way too easy. 3 players up from CT spawn. Krizen towards long, never even called on. And Heroic, I was thinking numbers so light inside of that A site. They're not going to be able to hold back enough to justify the retake. What do I know? It's strong out of xFloud from the ramp. Krizen wins his fight solo towards long. And it is indeed enough. Or excuse me, Susp in middle, catching wind of the CT push. Still enough to work with. Heroic will find a second.
And I actually like seeing Youngstar just using a rifle. I don't even think he opted on Mirage, like, at all, right?
I mean, yeah, not a primary opper, right? Brought in to do it for Heroic
He did it.
temporarily.
I think he out-opt Monacy once, or Molodoi, excuse me. I always get those two confused.
That's a fair mix-up.
And there's the op.
Just a rifle clip for the road, and then right back to his responsibility. Molodoi, though, first blood.
Ooh.
And Sus popped in an instant. Very ferocious looking Furia hit into the B bomb site. Utilities all where it needs to be. No real damage done by the original defender. And that's going to tie up the hands of Heroic, who are now forced back to the save.
Yeah, you're not going to think about this at all. B anchor and your Opper die at the same time in the kill feed. That's the round over. Most of this map really comes down to like set B plays are so valuable. How's your B anchor doing?
Already just the more reliable winning formula for Furia. The fact that K Serrato is on the scoreboard alongside Molodoy. In contrast back to where Mirage, again, he had 0 multi-frags coming into that second half.
Wow, what a nice pre-aim.
That one looks a little too easy for Molodoy. Furia won't be complaining.
I asked Molodoy about the walk peeking. I said, in the online portion, it felt like a lot of operas were getting walk peeked. Do you think it was that? And he's like, oh, that never happened to me. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, that'd be kind of embarrassing. I'm like, yeah, that's okay. That's what I thought, actually, that you would say. So what's something that you would want to fix in your game? And he said, I repeak a lot. And I said, the day you stop repeaking is the day it all goes wrong. Keep repeaking, my friend.
Good. Yeah, prop him up. That's what we want to go for. Miss that classic.
He's made it cool. So again, it was never gonna, it felt like it was never going to be cool again. People used to get bullied for repeaking after like 2015, but it's back.
It's that classic like racing clip quote as well, right? Like the day you don't go for a gap is the day you're no longer a race car driver.
Exactly. That's
you lose that
perfect.
You lose that sight, and you're just another chump. You're just another Sunday driver.
And you're just driving to work while everything turns gray. Go race a car today, folks.
You heard it here first. Floor it. Couple flash bangs go back and forth. Looks like Heroic tried to throw one extra, but you didn't catch Fallen with it, and Fallen, a blinding couple of headshots comes through on Catwalk. That's going to serve as the trigger for Furia's commitment. You are already extending into elbow. That bomb will not be stopped. It feels like they know Heroic had a lot invested in making that cat hold happen. CT's hunting down first blood, instead lose 2 heads. And Furia's 6th on this T side made easy. Not so easy, though. Good shot from Sus. That's a nice long-range.
And you know what? The bomb's actually not planted, and the bomb just got dropped in the smoke because it was actually on case.
Surely Sus can't win this round off those 257 bullets.
But the thing is that Krizen's also here with an M4 just below them.
Ooh!
And he's just caught them jumping into CT spawn and hasn't got seen by the Opera yet.
That Opera that's stuck on the other side of the smoke.
You can also jump up on a cat knowing there's only one player there and doesn't know about the flag.
As Sus keeps working around the T's smoke. Oh, it's a back turn from Krizen. Easy pickup for Molodoy.
Unlucky.
Sketchy for a moment there, but the 4v2 still turns into Furia's 6th round win.
All good for Furia.
That was nice, though. We were on the edge of our seats for a second.
Yeah.
It's needless to say, if you watch that first map, you'll know it wasn't too close.
3 wipes. 3 windshield wipes is crazy.
Heroic's economy back online. Youngstar going to take a more passive mid-angle. That's one of the scarier things as a CT Opera on Dust2. You start getting out-dueled. You start kind of giving over a little more ground, and within that ground, clearly, as you see, Furia will take up positioning.
Oh, yeah. As fun as it is to op on Dust2, it's not fun when there's like such a big op difference.
Yeah.
And that guy's hunting you down.
And your team needs you.
Like, not a lot of maps your ops are going to go head-to-head. Dust2 will happen. It'll happen very often, so. You always try to avoid it, but Molodoy. And Molodoy is also, like, he's a headhunter. He comes for other operas. Specifically, it feels like last year, I don't have the numbers for it, but it felt like more than anyone else.
That's how you make sure you have the best op stats. Simply kill all the other operas.
Actually, I disagree. I think that's the riskiest thing you could do for your op stats.
It definitely is.
And he still just did it somehow. Yeah.
It's the extra guarantee.
Right. He's a race car driver, man.
That's how he puts that gap between him and the others. Ooh, that one's gonna get predicted. xCloud far too ready for K-Serato's antics. Nilo backs up, but Molodoy moves forward through the mid doors. And that's as Yakindar catches another kill over here towards the A site. So 3 versus 3, slight health edge here for Furia. Oh, never mind. Youngstar turns back and clips out Fury. Bomb trying to cross at 7. Fallen with just enough time on that clock. Just enough. If he didn't get that headshot a second sooner, then all of a sudden, this one's already done. But here we go. Crizin grabbing a rifle instead. Oh,
that's unfortunate. Youngstar got a little shaken up with that peak. And
Bonders,
great shot from Fallen.
I just got taken back to Budapest.
Yeah.
The Fallen 1v3.
Right.
The perfect amount of time. Fallen walks out through those tunnels, gets the trade on doors, and wins Furia's 7th.
Get back in the server right now. That's one of the best Connor gifts for sure.
Even paused, right? He paused. He didn't even full run. He paused. And he could only pause for that exact amount of time. Gabriel Toledo, folks.
Presente.
Give him a round of applause, would you? Well,
he might retire this year. Did you hear about that?
Say that. Stop saying it.
Check it. Check on HLTV.
Every time we say it, it feels a little more real. Although at least with a guy like Fallen, I do believe that when he does retire as a player, it's not like we're going to stop seeing him.
Yeah, that would be wild.
He's not.
I mean, there'd be no reason to. Yeah, like let's not get drastic, right?
No.
He's got to be. No, he's gonna be doing everything. I'm sure about it.
Might take our jobs. Kindar gets dinked on the peak. He doesn't give a damn. Just confirms these are light buys coming out of Heroic, some pistols, sets of Kevlar, and you've already got yourself out through the mid-split, so what's left of Heroic is nowhere to be found. And instead, you get yourself an 8th on the attack. So we wanted Furia playing LAN in 2026. Feels like it has officially begun.
They've finally logged on. It always makes games like this really confusing to cast because there's so much conjecture about who's actually playing well, what's actually happening.
How much of it's map dependent.
If we played Mirage now, what would happen now? You know, it's hard to say.
Yep.
But that's Furia's fault.
I did, while I was outside before this game started, saw Furia playing, they were playing football. They were passing the football back and forth.
Oh, throwing the pigskin back and forth?
No, they were kicking the football back and forth, and the ball got away from the circle, and so Molodoy ran after the ball, chased it, and as he chased it, I could see it coming from a mile away. You know, he's maybe 30 feet, 40 feet away from the circle. He turns around and he just kicks that ball.
Okay.
And he kicked that ball thinking everybody was watching the ball.
Right.
Launders, nobody was watching the ball.
Nobody was watching the ball?
Especially K-Serrato.
Uh-oh, okay.
And as that ball flew through the air, I saw the fright on Molodoy's face as he realized that ball was going to hit K-Serrato right in the back of the head.
Oh.
And lo and behold, that football nailed K-Serrato in the back of the head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hit him with it.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, you know what? If K-Serrato has a bad map 1, I know why. but it feels like he's shooken off the trauma.
CTE.
Little temporary brain damage.
That's not temporary.
You hope. It seems to have been, because K-Serado's playing much better here on map 2.
Well,
Slow start brought to you by Molotov.
You never seen the guy who got hit in the head with a baseball and then you remember the weather every day since that happened?
No.
That could be K-Serado now.
Ooh, get out of there. Yuri lucky to be alive. Oh, what? Tagged twice? I swear I just saw Nilo get hit twice. Op once.
Dragon armor, plot armor.
Could have been a bullet whizzing by, not the op shot, but lucky to still be standing. Although, how lucky? 6 health to work with. Obviously, Heroic tried to go back into another one of these early cat setups to go for that pressure. Try to keep FURIA at bay. They're relegated to their bomb sites yet again. Susp hears it. It's got to go big. Good on him, dodging the flashes, tries to play the cover of the car, and K-Serado keeps the clear clean. Fallen's gonna buy a little bit of time here, floating out in middle, waiting for this flank. Yeah, good call to tuck into the tunnels as well. Now when that barrel's top mid run comes through, he's not gonna be spotted, and he's gonna hear the rumblings of Crizin if he makes it faster, but looks like Heroic are actually gonna pull the plug on this.
Yeah, I mean, you take the B site.
Yo.
They're a little late to it with the long flank, and it's scary with the HP. I think that's got to be the ultimate factor here. So, wow, round 11 safe.
Fair to say we're not seeing the same FURIA that we did back on map 1. I know we had some criticism in terms of just like them kind of being a little docile, not making rounds happen.
Docile is a great word for that.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to sum it up. They epitomize the average FURIA round.
And now we kind of see them on the ball, especially K-Serado. Some of these
Ever
B
since
commitments.
you got smacked upside the head.
Yeah. Did hit him twice. Watch the HP, 16-6. 2 op shots.
You know, woodpeckers wrap their tongues around their brains to make sure that their brains don't shake when they peck.
I taught you that last week.
9 of Molodoy's 10 kills are with the op. He's top fragging the server. Wait, an opper can get mostly other op kills?
Insanity. And a team under pressure is gonna have to start getting more desperate, so that's why Heroic are maybe extending beyond Cat. We've seen them try to fight Xbox a few times. This time it's top middle control that gets Xcloud first blood. And unlike a lot of the other rounds, it's an all-in FURIA long play. So we're gonna finish this half with a different flavor by the looks of things.
Very different. Yeah, you're going for entries.
Oops, damn, 2 missed. This is a rough round here for FURIA in the nade department.
Little awkward for sure. Counter util is a little slim. Maybe a smoke would make a huge difference here for Heroic.
Well,
Molly's nice, yeah.
Over towards ramp. Yeah, that burns Yuri. That's going to kind of force him into the flashbang. Awkward for Yuri. Crizin fully blind, gets popped by the Opper in the backdrop. And Fallen's looking for his. Him and Yakindar combined with a kill apiece, and that's going to be the 10th for FURIA. Double digits on a T side that looks like an entirely different team than that which played back on Mirage.
Doug Starr, welcome to the BLAST interview bonanza. We like to be bold here at the BLAST Bounty, take risks, like a risk of you coming here. So in front of us, we've got 3 pots, green, yellow, and black, easy, medium, hard. You get to pick the questions. What would you like to start with?
I mean, let's go from easy to hard.
Oh wait, I should probably take it. How different does your game plan get when it's do or die?
Not too different. And like, for example, if you lost a shit round and the score is close, but you know, like what you're doing is it's working, you know, you can just keep going. If it doesn't work, like your game plan and stuff, like then you just need to adapt.
Can I pick the next one?
Of course.
Spicy. What's a bad habit in your own game that top teams will try to abuse? You gotta shoot yourself in the foot here.
I don't know if this is too smart to say, but I would say like the confidence thing. Either I pop off fully, or then I'm like kind of mid. When I have a good game, then my instinct gets like sharper. I have more confidence to do stuff, you know?
Right.
But for example, maybe when I have like a slow game, slow start, then I'm like thinking, okay, now I don't want to fuck up for my team, so maybe I do like the more textbook correct thing.
Want to go for hard again?
Yeah, let's go.
If this tournament goes wrong, what do you think people will blame you for?
Nothing. I haven't off ever.
Stand in, young star.
Yeah, I'm standing, I'm playing off for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, we had like a week of practice, so I don't think people expect too much.
This week you tweeted, looking for team. What team would you like to join?
Any team I would want to play.
Yeah.
I always said I wanted to play with Brolan, because I played a lot of faces with him.
Oh, okay.
But like, I don't think I'm ready for like the top, you know? But
Don't say that.
But it would be fun to play with Brolan at least.
Medium?
Yeah, let's go for a medium. Let's try a medium.
Who's in their villain arc going into the final week?
I would say Donk.
Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I saw like the Twitter thing, like with the stats, and Donk had like
26 out of 28, number one.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. I saw some people said it was like because of team success and stuff, you know. So maybe Donk now wanna prove that he's really number one.
What should we do next?
Let's do a spicy one.
Yeah, okay.
One more spicy one.
Let's turn up the Scovilles. What's your weakest map?
Like when I was anchoring before,
Yeah.
Dust. I hated Dust.
What's your weakest map as an opper?
Mirage.
Mirage. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's your favorite teammate
Of all time,
right now?
I would say Xcloud, since like I spent so much time with him before. So.
Do you think xCloud should be on the best Turkish team?
What is the best Turkish team in your opinion?
Whoa. I'm asking the question.
Okay.
All right, let's end off with a spicy one. You've been handling them very well.
Sounds good.
Which team do you think is overrated right now, even if no one wants to say it?
Overrated?
They have to be at the bounty.
At the bounty? Okay, then I was a heroic then. A bit boring.
What could Heroic do to improve?
Get an offer.
Youngstar, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Youngstar's self-proclaimed worst map, and yet lo and behold, still at the top of the scoreboard. I think that's a damning stat because Heroic obviously trailing Launders 2 rounds to 10.
Yeah, it's a big gap, and it's like, I mean, it's what they dished out back on Mirage, so you got to be able to take a little bit too, I guess. They're the ones playing with the map, and they're the ones who could make a comeback. They've been so great on pistols, apart from obviously losing the last one.
Yuri's going to see the presence in tunnels, and ooh, it's an all-in. Heroic trying to get through this. Yuri, clean second headshot. Caserado already through the doorway. And he's going to drop that bomb and need the reload. That presents a chance for xCloud to come through with his, but in that same window, Molodoy's flank connects. And now xCloud pinned into the corner is going to drop Molodoy with him. Nice headshot for the road. Yeah. But that road looks to be heading to Nuke. Our third map queued up is now FURIA take second pistol.
It's like both one team from each map wants to forget about it entirely. Just move on as quickly as you can. Nice round here from Yuri. I like when Heroic do a rush. They do like a contact explode. They don't like, I like that they don't go through a telegraph phase, a fake first exec, a one layer execute into a second. Like, they always explode on the contact and fully commit through. And I feel like that's been good at really surprising FURIA, even if it doesn't work there.
I think it's good to highlight the potential success of Heroic, because going into Nuke, I think we could hopefully get to a little more even ground between the teams. Obviously right now, feeling the wrath of Molodoy once again. Caserados showed us better form than he was able to tap into over on Mirage. And Krizen's 18 health about to be swept under the rug, so that FURIA will have themselves 10 map points. Ooh, never mind. Hang on a second.
It's winnable, actually.
Clutch is officially on with that Tech 9 headshot.
You might have him a little bit stressed out.
1v4, Yakindar's low.
This would not be the play,
Yuri's
right?
watching it. Was watching it. Oh! Wow.
Whoa. Had something stirring.
Dangerously close, and if that round was that close and it wasn't 12-2, then we'd hype up the possibility that clearly any round is winnable.
So you won't know?
No, I won't. I'm going to save it all for Nuke, Mohan.
Okay, Nuke is just, it's just pending.
Yeah, just saving it for Nuke.
Right.
I don't think there's anybody at home right now that doesn't believe Nuke is about to begin in about 15 minutes time.
I think Nuke is a guaranteed map to come out in this game today.
Put everything I own on it.
Everything you own.
Everything I own.
Even your magic cards.
Even my magic cards. Even my fairy deck.
Even your fairy deck.
I'd put my mother on it. I guess I don't own her, but... Moving swiftly into round 13, 14, 15.
Sorry, Sharon.
Sorry, Sharon. Love you, Mom.
Sorry about your son. He got hit in the head with a soccer ball before the game started.
Thinks he's Quesarado.
Started trying to speak Portuguese.
Oh, man. A Scout, an AK, a Galil, and Deagles. That is what keeps Heroic in this second map. I don't know how long they want to stick around here on Dust2, or whether they just rather get on to the next one. The way they collect themselves top middle will give them the benefit of the doubt. No contest, Furia. They're, I think, confident that whatever comes their way, they'll be able to just shut down, leaning on their bomb sites. They don't have all the utility in the world either. They're putting the pressure on Heroic to break the door down. Feels like Heroic are going to sit here for a second, try to get that response. And if it doesn't come their way out of utility usage, which, again, by the looks of it, Furia aren't going to bite down on anything. You either commit to this bomb site or that clock is going to run out as far as Furia are concerned.
Yeah, it's because of the money advantage. Furia know they can play like this and they have a good chance on either side. It's really on Heroic to just get confused or gamble or run headfirst into their death.
It doesn't bode well that Fallen's picked up that first one towards long. Quesarado knows odds are the pack now comes his way, and good on Yuri to cut that player down swiftly. His reposition here, catching Youngstar off guard, and xFloud soon to be surrounded. 7 seconds on the clock. Nothing that they can do about it this time. Heroic go up in smoke as Furia turn this game upside down and show us the Furia we know and love here on Dust2. Nuke is where this quarterfinal is decided.
Well, that's a little bit more like we expected from Furia, coming out the gate swinging on Dust2, making his...
Despite starting on this T side, could still end this.
I think what you see in, Furia's history is like, Quesarado plays well, doesn't really affect the outcome of the games, but you see he's too good for the team. Then you get, when you get Molodoy and this whole roster behind him, when Molodoy doesn't play well, it all falls apart. When he plays well, they can still lose, but there's way more room for everybody to just benefit. It feels just such high impact overall. Well, this could definitely just be one long warm-up, essentially, for Furia to get into this game. Lurk Smoke comes out. xFloud's got his knife out, ready to knife some feet.
Here's the rumble as they move past Quesarado into main. They're going to try to pressure Hell as well.
One. Oh, well, they missed this.
They'll react to it. Good on you, Kindar. Quick enough to do so. If not mistaken, that was the cache of nades as well from Heroic. They had a couple grenades up in heaven. That player dies down beneath. The second from heaven's going to catch him off. And they never see Molodoy coming. xFloud hiding in the back of B site. It's going to blindside Fallen and Yuri. What? Sick UST shots from xFloud on his own downstairs.
What a disgusting clip there from xFloud. I was just about to credit for Heroic for being in a few different positions that you could never expect. All these shots, 1 or 2 bullets getting missed and then instant punish. and then xCloud being in the final spot, but he'll, you know, eventually get traded, but no. Wow. 3 for 3 on that lower hold, man. That was just beautiful. So that's how they win all those pistols, huh?
It's true. Dust2, the only CT pistol round they've lost so far at Bounty. That's a hell of a stat, and obviously kicking off on Nuke, it's a stat that's nice to see them tap back into. Yakindar leaves a lot to be desired with that Tech-9 spam.
Yummy.
And Krizen's gonna press his vanilla pistol into the side of Fallen's head. 5 alive. Oh, maybe. Yuri gonna make a quick run for the rooftops. Don't jump.
It's actually crazy interesting that, you know, if things go right, like on Nuke here, like they just get that crazy round and they hit a streak of momentum and they actually take the series, what that does for their ranking.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's insane how hard you'd have to work in your regular matches.
I think
to jump that much.
Particularly for a team as well that like didn't make the major, right? Like that's where we've seen a lot of these new other up-and-comers. Say Paravision, for example.
Yeah.
Their run back in Budapest is why they got a chance at Bounty, and obviously they're capitalizing.
Yeah, it's like you got to work so hard to get the one chance, and then you just got to hope you're great that week.
Yes.
And that could happen right now.
You know, whereas other teams, say the likes of FURIA and the other top dogs in the space, can have a literal bad week. They have their worst week of the year. It's never going to cost them so much that they stop getting invited to events. They're the top dogs. So, Heroic in contrast. Oh, you guys really going to slow-mo the Yakindar whiff? Damn, production. Damn.
That's pretty funny.
Got to do what you got to do. It was an honestly important duel to take to maybe get that bomb down on A. Now AK-47 for Cacerado still to work with. See if that catches off. Heroic. No. Thomas instantly deals with it. Luckily, it will be retrieved off the trade frag. Krizen's gonna scramble for lower sight. Oh, Rifles have an edge here. He tries to take a duel versus that picked up Molodoi Thomas. And now Furia looking for an early round win off of the all-in ramp play.
Interesting moment. Bomb will still get planted. It looks like they're doing a good job of just peeking him.
Goes down over towards Astralis. Molodoi peels that Thomas back, commits it into dark. You've got a pistol over towards the ramp. xCloud playing with the door. It does kind of compromise the bomb site slightly with Fallen being stuck on the other side of the smoke. Just trying to isolate these, looking to nade open the smoke and try to chase down Fallen. Good pressure out from xCloud. Sus finding one as well. 2 versus 3 being taken back. Barely survives with a single point of health. If not, Sus would be queued up for this 1v1, but without a kit, it is going to be that Furia all-in ramp push, and not even off of the Cacerado AK-47 that finds Furia an early round.
It's the Molodoi 4K after he steals this Thomas on the entry into ramp. Takes that instantly, takes out Krizen going to the back of the site. We look at that and go, oh no, Krizen, why would you do this? But look how quickly he dies. And he also ends up fighting the one gun instantly as he gets there. So just kept reaching to stabilize the situation, and Molodoi does insane work with this weapon. And, you know, first map, pressure's off. They're joking about getting 17 VRS points. Second map, they know they have a map to play with. This map, they know they can beat Furia if things go right. And that makes it a little scarier.
Yet again, we get Furia trying to fly out onto that upper bomb site. Eats the deletion. Although a bad Molotov bouncing back makes it a bit awkward. I feel like maybe if there's timidness towards hell, that's going to stall Furia.
I think they pull all these rotators downstairs. And I think they know it too. So right now it's Heroic or 2-2 to sights. Oh, the nade doesn't get a good bounce.
Smoke will still block off Furia. They can have that ramp control. At a minute 10, Yuri starting to carve a path back through lobby.
He's kind of holding in a great spot. I wonder if he really feels like he needs to move. They kind of just have this lock off inside a ramp, inside of lobby as well. You can go and search everything you want, but it's actually up to Krizen to decide if he's going to stack, if he can smell it, you know, because they're not giving him that many visuals.
Nice 1-2 there. Frag grenade through the squeaky door. Sus sensing that he can catch him as he goes back onto the angle.
Ooh, Kristen doesn't want to make another mistake down here, but the lower site's been taken.
Smoke on double doors.
No second smoke
Flash
just yet.
Single.
Can't stop the plant. They're gonna try.
And the retake's on.
Uh-oh.
Molodoy hanging on to that Molotov. Again, it's CT's playing with no kit. And so Sus taking damage towards single door, puts pressure now onto his teammates to find room off his death. There goes the molly. Oh, in the reload.
Might be worth it.
X-Cloud catching Molodoy's a decent spot to be in, but Yakindar dodges the op bullet, and that's going to put pressure back on Krizin. Silently walks in. Again, no kit. Time critical. And at this point, honestly, already too far gone. And so as he backs this one up, just looking for an escape, he's trying to leave with the tease, and he's gonna do that. Puts pressure back on it economically. Does Yakindar survive? No, sir.
Nice.
That's an off to be saved at least here for Heroic, but round win goes to FURIA.
Yeah, they saved, I feel like, with off the back of some of these Yakindar kills, and I feel for Youngstar right there. Got startled. Had a position to maybe get that retake going. X-Cloud pulls off this ridiculous play. Molly goes down. Molodoy thinks, no way. No way after a full second anyone's going to come into it. Reloads his gun, dies. And that did create an opening. He took out the most important player in that post plant. So good effort. This brings the op back to Youngstar. I don't know if that's more unnerving than helpful.
That's one opening. Molodoy K. Serrato finds success inside of A site.
At least you don't even have to think about the retake now.
Yeah, slam your head against A, see if it lands, and it felt like FURIA had kind of taken a look at this. You know, just Yuri kind of floating in lobby, seeing what would come out of Heroic, and Heroic have had a bit of a forward-pressed A defense. This time, though, FURIA just churn right through it like it's nothing. So go ahead, save majority if you're allowed to.
It is refreshing to see them play fast. A lot of the games that we watched last week were extremely slow.
Well, brother, let's go back to Mirage.
Brother,
let's go back to Mirage. Let
you have to do the whole thing.
FURIA back on Mirage had nothing. I think it's actually Macho Man, Randy Savage, but I said the Hulk.
It's just two jacked guys.
Excuse me, getting my wrestlers all mixed up.
Very tanned.
All I know is shout out Andre the Giant one time.
Do they both have blonde stashes?
No, not the blonde ones. But sorry, let's get back to the point there.
Brother.
You want Furious Mirage.
It's so easy to make Connor do an impression.
Furious Mirage had no lively moments, no rounds where we would see kind of like that all in from FURIA. I think their final round of the T side, they still set up outside of A site, threw some smokes, went into an execute. But something with that level of kind of tenacity, all in, confidence,
Yeah,
straight
not a single round like that.
None.
Yeah.
Nothing. And, you know, you could have. It is still Mirage. You can literally do that.
Yeah.
But now we get to map 3, and it feels like, okay, gloves are off, FURIA are in the server, we're playing some Counter-Strike. Yeah, we can slam ourselves against the A site, and look, it goes perfectly because you are one of the best teams in the entire damn world.
Yeah.
That's the FURIA. Everybody turned on their TVs to watch tonight. If anybody's watching on a TV, I don't know if...
Whoever's tuning into cable right now, just catching this game live.
Here at the Blast TV, don't change the channel, folks. Counter-Strike. Okay. All right. I think that's actually a monitor.
And think actually ruling.
Nice try, J-Raz. Youngstar hanging onto the ramp, lets the off bullet fly, and he's gone. So Fallen takes up position within it. Kindar looking slimy as he tries to crawl up into the heaven. Nilo getting the better of the timing. 5v4 to Heroic.
Peeled him off that jump up like a gecko. Don't make that. Don't.
Susp inside of the hut with just the 5-7. There were limitations in this round. In terms of the weapons for Heroic, we see one of them. Oh, but only one additional kill on the actual upper hold. So again, ferociousness from FURIA. They show us a bit of tenacity, a willingness, once you Kindar and the potential, you know, plan B goes down, to just jump. They pop in, they catch the 5-7 hut, they follow through instantly, and with convincing fashion, secure this 4th terrorist round win.
It's so boring because they're just showing us what they should have, and then like we didn't. At least it would have been nice to be like, okay, in Eyeballer's Vitality, game was close and then Vitality won.
Right.
Good thing to say about both. But Mirage is a big bait. The games they played versus Foot were a big bait until Dust2. It's sort of just like, we know it from the jump that it feels like it's just a long warm-up. They're not themselves, but you still have to entertain the thought that, oh, they're just not here today at all.
Out of respect for Heroic, we're going to take it seriously when you can beat FURIA on a map.
Yeah.
But it feels like that beating has 180'd pretty swiftly.
Big time.
And then we just have to ask, like, oh, then why did it happen? Well, it's start of the season. It wouldn't be the first team to start slowly. Again, we can find all the outs in the world for FURIA. But if they bring any of these, you know, wishy-washinesses to the table versus any better team, you're cooked. This is Heroic with a stand-in, and that stand-in's not even a primary opper.
Yeah.
That'd be like, I don't know, that'd be like if Vitality were to go to the major on a win streak and lose to like Legacy or something. Can you imagine that ever happening?
Yeah, or like Falcons show up and take down a full-strength Team Liquid on LAN with a stand-in.
Could you imagine that ever happening? Well, in this world, there's still something to look at for Heroic's defense. Guns in hand, bodies on the A site. If they want to just throw bodies at this problem, then the trade frags are more likely, and Sus finds one.
It's a classic.
Kindar right there, though, back into the main pressure. Walk out through the squeaky door will be clipped. They weren't counting on Crizin being in this corner. But as he tries to fight his way out off the Nilo flash, perfect stuff coming out from Crizin and the fallback, which then opens up the flank out of the vent. 40 on the clock. They're going to catch that Nilo peak because they knew he was up in heaven, and so Crizin still got more to do, but they found their way out.
This is my favorite FURIA look. It's existed before basically everyone on this team. You know, Caserado and Yuri were on this roster, but this is from Art days. The double lurk into Mini. Got to be the first ones to have pulled that off like more successfully. The other look I love that they do is running out as if it's an upper entry and then having everyone sneak in behind the smoke to go for the lower drop. But all this stuff around Mini and Vent, they're very, very tricky about it. And even if you kind of see it coming, it's still crazy effective to have both two outside lurks, someone come into Mini and compromise top hut, get info on heaven. Even if that guy gets traded, the second guy knows now for sure where to peek in, and the splits are hard to stop. So the pace that FURIA are bringing right now, like Heroic just don't have that much time to think about it.
It's a great flash setup for Crizin. Thought maybe that could have been that X-Factor moment to save the round. When Nilo gets killed in heaven, I think FURIA recognized their chance to leave. Ooh, a little bit awkward on the ladder, and that it's gonna have impacts. Obviously, quick vent dive made possible by that 1.5 second stall. Yakindar hears this stomp coming out. Oh, they're not even considering it. Oh, dude, yeah. Great catch by Jay to see that miss on the ladder, and you see the ramifications that come from it, as if all these other shots weren't just going so swimmingly for FURIA. Just the first kill is by way of the smallest mistake, and those are the mistakes you can't make when you swing for a top contender.
Yeah, like you might do that to your friends on purpose, but that doesn't fly at this level.
Get the hell off my head.
Now this has just changed up to some of the fastest FURIA rounds of all time.
Well, this version of FURIA anyways. It's no art version of FURIA.
It is though. It is because like Art also did crazy things like he would push super early and flank. You know what I mean? But it was like you're watching him like, oh my goodness, is he really about to do that? But it wasn't even necessarily about the speed of which.
It's just the craziness of it all.
Yeah.
This round was that. To be fair, I kind of just thought back. It was instant down the vent so fast.
Yeah, everything. 142, 141, 137, first kill, boom.
All right, Launders, right again.
It's tough if you're Chris and you're trying to, you know, you come into a round with a whole plan.
Of course.
But the other team does too. And then they do something you don't expect, and then suddenly it's like, well, okay.
And again,
now we got to move on. I got to come up with something new.
Slight hiccup on that ladder. That's what allowed that drop downstairs. Feel bad for letting Youngstar down. Obviously, he rotates down, has been given no indication that that could really be a real threat.
I mean, he should have. He should have because they smoked it.
Well, he didn't consider it a threat.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, okay, he gets there. Fallen making sure to keep an eye on the corner. Means xCloud still has to work for it, and obviously very little to work with in general here for Heroic. You got Quesarado sitting basically in his spawn, waiting for the lobby flank, but the fact that he's got an opponent sitting on top of the roof does make it a little more awkward. Feels like if that just locks up players, though, towards T-spawn, then the rest of FURIA should be good to just take the rest of the map. This 5-7 starts to feel a little itchy. Youngstar trying to find contact goes down, and we have man advantage FURIA secured.
FURIA in another excellent position, slowly constricting all the space left over. Even with the pushes in place, it's very clear where they are standing, obviously, here at FURIA.
And Susp is a dead man sprinting. Yuri didn't catch that front sight player, but slow squeeze out of FURIA, and I think now, you know, we're starting to see those different looks. Again, a pretty quick opening move to get into garage, but then when you see a player hiding in corners, you think, okay, there's more corners occupied if this is kind of the general plan.
Yeah, I don't like
5v5 mistakes.
5v5 late can be good for T-side, like it can make people nervous and stuff, but I think easily the best position to find on average is early pick play into map control into wait. And then that's the best way I feel like to generate another death instantly, or to have an option to go on without having to go for map control.
Ooh, trying to get hyper focused on that A site. Instead, Crizin stops it. T-side still gunning for double digits. Gonna give Molodoy a little chance to work, and Crizin finds the perfect timing to stick his barrel to the back of Crisin's head. Oh, Quesarado's head. Quesarado, who has, I've just noticed, really cooled off from map 2, huh? Hasn't been needed with Molodoy and Yakindar doing what they're doing.
Oh, whoa, this round's actually still alive.
You can't miss those shots.
Yeah, a few bullets come through. I really respect, like, the disrespect, actually, from Crizin. Especially with the round, some of the way the rounds have gone. Pushing through the squeaky smoke straight up, trying to do something for his team when obviously plans are going awry. But even though he gets the 2 kills, this could be a key trade back. You know if you're going to attempt it. One rough peek here on xCloud. He's been really sharp, though. Uh-oh. Very awkward. Oh, and Susp dies as well. They know where you are, xCloud. How are you going to deal with this?
Thinking about jumping it. Smoke being covered would take a quick scope from Molodoy. Wouldn't put it past him. Instead, they're just going to wait that smoke out.
Away.
Hut player slowly getting into position. Small adjustment out of Molodoy. Oh, there we go. Kills back for Heroic, but oh, Yuri tagging Youngstar down to 5. Fire at Yuri's feet.
They got to get on that if they have a kit, but if
they don't,
not, ooh.
They've got to stick this, so Yuri's still going to have time to go for the duel, being covered by the rifle. And he just barely survives. Gets what they need. It's a 3rd round at the very least here for Heroic.
beautiful from Nilo. You see that Yuri identifies where I'm going to be held from. Perfect pre-fire, 57 damage instantly. Nilo had to hit the head right away. Now that was just a done round. Youngstar was one bullet away from death. Oh, just most of those just missed straight up.
I mean, Molodoy crouched, but I think he crouched, like, just happened to crouch right before the shot. You saw those bullets bouncing off the back wall.
You know what they say, when you're good, you're lucky too.
Luck is a skill. Use it wisely.
Second highest rate of taking op versus op duels in Tier 1 events. First, Alcarin. Respect for that. It's got to be the most, one of the most impressive stats, depending on how many you won, yeah.
Yeah, that's a key element, huh? Duels taken versus...
He was kind of dumb, but he was brave.
xFloud has just found a free bomb thrown over. We have not seen that position occupied by Heroic whatsoever, so Fallen just falling victim to it. Now the bomb pretty much belongs to Heroic. They'll throw a player down the vents, presumably to go and clear it from down beneath, and probably because xFloud felt time limited, and sure enough, fired his feet, op trained on him. Krizen's turn to try to hold this. Keeping his head down. Opper's gonna step into it, and so that's a free frag on Molodoy, a 4 versus 2 for Heroic, and 45 seconds to try to claw it back.
Gotta appreciate Krizen and how he gets his info back.
So much money here for FURIA as well. It's a buy in the next round guaranteed, so they've got to go for this. No reason not to. If not for anything else, just the economic damage on Heroic. But Quesarado dies with nothing to show for it. And that, my friends, is Heroic's 4th.
It's a well-earned 4th for sure, and I think it's the attitude that they brought into these kind of comeback rounds. It's Krizen info seeking, it's them still peeking things, them playing actively. I know the phrase is fighting fire versus fire, but I also know that's not used properly. So I don't know what the better one is, but in this case, it's going aggressive because the other team is expecting you to be conditioned, and Krizen showing them that he's not scared is actually working out really well. It's like a way to humanize your opponent, to make them feel like they're not sort of indomitable creatures that can just overwhelm you whenever they want.
It's getting real now. 2 rounds to start this CT side. 2 rounds in a row now make up number 3 and 4. 5 rounds, best case for Heroic, and they've got all the guns in the world to pull it off. And it has felt like, despite FURIA's efforts in the last couple of rounds, they've actually been kind of caught off by Heroic's changes, right? This new position in the secret stairs completely blindsides Fallen. And not just Fallen, but Fallen with the bomb. So much possession with that kind of through the rest of the round.
It's like by this point in the game, you would think you've got your opponents in a spot where they have no confidence. They don't believe in their own game plan. They're really angry because these rounds, they've been losing them so quickly. So for them to just turn around and play as if they've been winning the last few, I think that's just been really great.
Fallen wants to take timing into the site. Ooh.
Oh,
Suspect burned out. So Fallen's duel made easy. Heaven duel comes through, and Quesarado's gonna line those ones up. Fallen getting a few assists this round. But again, it is just that upper pressure made possible by the main play.
Oh?
Youngstar's gonna try to dodge. Oh, but the cover. Quesarado's the king of this last one, as yet again, coming into that round, he was 2 and 7. A quad kill and an assist for Fallen to get that one over the line. It is 8 rounds for Furia's attack.
My name is Jacob Winneke, and today I'll walk you through a little bit of a map analysis on Nuke. It's between Spirit and Eternal Fire, and what I want to showcase for you guys today is how you condition your opponents to feel uncomfortable and maybe deny them information in order to cause rotations and then losing your rounds. Now we have Spirit on the T side and we have Eternal Fire on the CT side, and I want to set the scene from the get-go. Donk over here towards Yard is being applied to, I guess, pressurize a little bit. According with Donk right here, there's also 2 smokes being put down. One here and one here, which is going to deny the vision for the player up here in CT spawn, so he no longer knows whether or not anyone can cross down towards secret. So with those two smokes, you're conditioning the opponent and forcing them to make a calculated guess whether or not someone is going down secret, which is why they have placed a player down towards secret already here, so the CT defense have now been spread thin from the get-go. Now what's going to happen now is that Spirit is going to stay inside the lobby, and what they're hoping for is some sort of reaction for Eternal Fire. However, they're playing very defensively. As you can see the way it's set up right now as well, you have a player very defensively out here, you have a player down towards secret who's super defensive, you have two players inside who at this point haven't made a move or haven't pushed or haven't done anything, and you have a player boosted on ramp as well in a very isolated position where he cannot rotate away. When you're in this position right here, you're fighting till you're dying. Now what's going to happen is that we have 3 Spirit players moving towards ramp right here later in the round, and they're going to go out and they're going to go out towards ramp and applying their pressure. Now before they do that, they have players out here in Donk who's now rotated from yard back towards lobby in towards center with this boy. They're going to throw Molotovs towards inner. I believe they're Molotoving behind the second vent, they're Molotoving somewhere on this side as well, and they're also going to throw a smoke towards gate. Now what that does is that they're trying to sell the idea that they're going inside. Meanwhile, 3 players from Spirit are moving in towards ramp, and they're actually going out ramp right here.
Trying to tap back into the fight they brought to the table. Tough go of it here on Nuke. It feels like Heroic across map 2 and 3 are now finally fighting the full-forced Furia.
Okay. Yeah, that was good alliteration right there. And it's very true. This is about as strong as it gets. And to be honest, they've gone from some of the most disappointing CS that we've seen in any of their time in the last year or so to now some of the best, most exciting, well-coordinated rounds with a much healthier looking scoreboard, teammates around Molodoy, and all the extra fixins.
Ooh, stamping quickly through that hut, and Yuri's gonna go down, but the Berettas rip through 2. And then you've already got your Heaven player into the duel, so rock solid stuff from Furia in the second pistol. I think just having Berettas in position and having Yuri to serve up the distraction, that's what lets Cacerado kind of awkwardly get up, because if not, he was like a 1.5 seconds behind the timing.
He's a spot that you would not clear in a situation like that. And yeah, very awkward, but look how many people are here.
Yep.
Just, yeah.
And those distractions between main and back site, that's what lets Cacerado come through with the couple of kills he gets. He lets his brother Yuri die for the greater cause.
Sometimes you got to break a few Gregs.
Yes. Greg Yuri Toledo. What is Yuri's last name?
You just give him...
Yeah, I just gave him Gabriel.
Gave him Fallen's last name.
It's Santos. Learned something today. And so did Molodoy. Don't get ahead of yourself, kid.
Yeah, his name is Greg Santos. He's from California.
His name's actually Yuri.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you knew that? Okay, I didn't.
So I asked the other day, and then some people tweeted at me. And I love learning about the etymology of people's names lately. I don't know what's gotten into me. I've known them all for years. Don't know where Scrawny came from, though.
Thanks, bro.
Cha.
and P9 ready for this pack of hopeful Heroic players. They've got got 1 kill already. They're looking for more, and lo and behold, even with the Glocks, right, they'll get that second one. If they can find a bomb plant, you'd think that's as good as it gets. And Yakindar's got other ideas. Nilo's playing with the MP9 up top, tries to get fancy with it, and Yakindar doesn't give a damn whatever the hell you're trying to do with your little pirouettes and your midair spins. Get out of here. Double digits for FURIA, 3 away from semifinals.
They're playing faster, shooting faster, trading, they're multi-killing.
Yeah, and it wasn't a part of Mirage, I'll tell you that.
It wasn't. Don't go back and watch that.
Fucking time.
Was that a fair time to blame timing?
Yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of the game.
Top silo peek's about to come through, but not before Yakindar finds opening kills again.
Yeah, Yakindar's just frying now.
Yes, sir. Kind of taking up Queserado's position alongside Molodoy as the heavier hitter. And that's what we need to see from FURIA's camp, right? Is Molodoy at the top, that's become the absolute staple. And then somebody alongside him, more often than not, Queserado tonight here on Nuke seems to be Yakindar, who catches a second kill in this 15th round of play and whittles the numbers down to a damning 5 versus 2. Youngstar tries to find timing, and we've got FURIA, what seems to be in every single position they would have to be in. Not one player that Heroic hoped to catch off guard really is found with their pants down. It's just FURIA ready from start to finish.
Yeah, it's just been an art form so far, these last few. Every setup's perfect. Sometimes Heroic are just running into an extra stack site by accident too. Maybe they're going a little bit too quick, to be honest. But it's also FURIA getting in their faces, as we can see. Wow, this could be a quick one. Heroic will have one last chance to put something together this next round.
Tech9s for the meantime, gonna go for the squeaky bust. Caught in the smoke, spam leaves a little to be desired. I take that back. Queserado gets back onto it. Krizen will come through with the double Tech9 kill. So at least the door distraction served well to catch the trades back and get that one gun into Krizen's hands.
They pick it up. It's gonna become their mini.
Ouch.
Yeah, a little bit.
Could have been worse.
And the hunt down won't take place just yet. They're gonna clear this all out. Let's see.
Have to remember, Squeaky could be awkward.
Oh, that's so awkward and unfortunate and unlucky. That's timing.
And the bomb is inside of lobby now too.
Ah, yikes. And it looked forward, so it's nice and deep and Squeaky.
Couldn't have been thrown farther from the teammates, and Fallen's going to predict that these guys try to double back to lobby to retrieve this. He's walking into them.
Oh my goodness, and Molodoy's complaining about timing. Look at this.
xFloud just considering the rooftops.
Oh.
Now Krizen has to go Splinter Cell mode and somehow find a way to infiltrate lobby despite there being 2 CTs inside it.
That's life for you, huh?
Let's see it, Tom Clancy.
Come on, Solid Snake.
Ooh, got the barrel. A little bit of damage. Trying to figure out where the second player's at, looking to isolate these angles. 20 seconds, he finds them both.
Here he comes for the ace.
Molodoy running to the bomb site instead, sticks around, and that off angle is gonna catch Krizen on the chase. 12th round for FURIA secured.
Yeah, it would have been a hero moment. And Krizen, I feel like if there's one thing that's been good this map, I really have enjoyed some of the plays that he's made. So this is gonna be, well, it's gonna be tough. They almost went around with a tempo just to deny map points with an ace. That would have been a hype moment for Heroic, but unfortunately, huge deficit of rounds. Haven't seen much of a game plan so far besides just go fast, which, well, it's been exciting, but FURIA are just keeping up way too hard. I liked Mirage because their T side was very default heavy, and they really got a lot of these individual trades. xFloud was winning fights by himself. They're taking over map control slowly. They were making things happen on FURIA's level, but Nuke has been a bit more scrappy for sure.
What goes around comes around. That's what that confirms. This is that final buy that Heroic saved up for just to try to make a game of this. Again, kind of exceeded our expectations considering the stand-in situation of Youngstar, especially his responsibility to pick up a gun he doesn't use. Defeating Pain is no joke. It's what qualified them for the LAN portion of Bounty. But obviously, once you get here, you're going up against the top dogs and playing versus FURIA. No easy feat. Fallen with a teammate Smoke to sail in front of him, catches Crimson off guard. Although the trades still come back. Putting these guns to the test. Caserado worried about Secret.
Well, they're so flexible, man. They've already got Caserado in control silently. They might
Doors open.
Oh, nice clear.
Although makes sure to keep his head ready. And xCloud has managed to slip that net. So now Molodoy's Tech 9 silently following, just missing these timings. He will catch the wind of it. Yeah, but the tag is not ideal. xCloud on 75 health and two teammates right behind him. And a missed shot from Molodoy, which means missed opportunity for FURIA to close this game, it seems. Yakindar trying to catch them off guard, being held by Youngstar, and that is where this round ends. So majority alive for Heroic. They press the numbers up into the ramp, and they keep it simple. Just slide down into that B bomb site, duel the duels that come to you one by one, and give yourself at least one more round to play with.
Yeah, Fallen just started off by, first of all, you know, the smoke is thrown for Fallen, so no one's the wiser, and they don't clear him either. So he could have looked for a second duel or an easier lineup, but couldn't keep control of his spray for the first. Took a little bit too much effort to get that one together. Either way, nice to see Heroic get a full round and now get a full buy off of it. We want to see Youngstar back on the op as much as possible.
With the pressure on FURIA considering their lighter buy, they're going to go for control of lobby. Sust's responsibility, and Yuri's going to trade him out. You've got two members of Heroic up above this lobby crunch, but by the time they're on the scene, I feel like FURIA will be gone. MP9 lingers towards Trophy in the hands of Fallen. Trying to hang on to this for a little bit longer. Caserado just loses the duel heads up versus xCloud, and that's going to be Krizen's opportunity to take over lobby. Yuri slipping in through Hut, isn't able to react fast enough, and so Heroic are just going to run this bomb into that A site. And again, they have figured out a problematic situation, looking to send FURIA's economy into the dumps and extend this play a little longer.
Dude, reclaiming lobby is not an easy task. Definitely not mid-round. So, and also, it's so nice when you see xCloud. He always looks so free when it comes to taking duels. He's very confident about it. And that was great aim. Not easy to take out Caserado on a headshot angle of all things.
I'm glad that you discussed Krizen when we thought we were in the middle of wrapping this game up. You know, you said he's impressed you with a few of his plays, and I feel like he just keeps making them.
Yeah,
the pressure's on. There's nothing to lose here. It's just sort of rack up as many rounds as you can until you get a little closer to overtime. Then you have to take it seriously. But in the meantime, he's playing quite freely and looking good while he does it.
Yes, playing with a lot of follow through. I just feel like a lot of confidence. And you can see that energy feeding into his teammates as well.
I think as well, when you're in these kinds of positions where you're in a recovery mode, right? You have to go back and get lobby. How daunting of a task is that to get lobby back from tops of the rooftop? From the rooftops.
Yeah, it's extremely daunting. Uh-oh.
I haven't seen that lineup before. It's a new one.
Come to Kazakhstan.
Molodoy's op, though, looking to just make the difference this round alone. You'd be foolish to count him out of this. 17 and 8. Yeah. Oh. Dude, those are so gross. Oh. It's so gross.
Ooh.
Wow.
Damn.
That'll give Heroic something to think about, but only for a second. They very quickly disrespect that smoke downstairs. Odds are that Molodoy's not here, and they'd be right about that, but he's not too far off.
They've kind of forgot about control side, but it won't really matter, I guess. Oh, it might.
And Yuri's found it with the pistol. But you've got this player up in front of Molodoy. Okay, they dive into it. Dangerous game taken by Nilo. AK-47 picked up by K Serrato. Crizin yet to come join this, but that AK on K Serrato is also not downstairs. Oh, Kindar finding the squeaky kill.
No
this is all
kits.
sketchy. I don't think they can play for the round win, but they can put pressure on Heroic's economy at least.
Guess there's always the ramp exit save, and maybe with the picked up guns, you're just gonna, just go jump on it. Why not?
They won't bite. And Yuri's dead.
Terrorists win.
Suddenly, this is only 5 rounds to overtime.
One foot in front of the other. I mean, really just don't look at the score at the top, right? If you're playing well, as long as it took them to figure out how to get to this point, it's sort of irrelevant. See how much they can build on this. Yeah, just like gone for a pretty deep clear as well.
Sid comes in trying to cool his jets. Need Molodoy at his best to try to finish this one. Gave Crizin his due credit. With a few of these pressured situations that he puts himself into to win the rounds back. Highest performing player for Heroic as they dream of pushing this series into overtime map 3. We said coming into this third map, things would have felt real, like you had a chance to genuinely cause this upset. FURIA obviously tap into a whole other level, and I had kind of written Heroic off. Such a challenge, this T-side of Nuke. When FURIA found their foothold, but here we are, guns again in the hands of Heroic, enough grenades to go in with 2 volleys if needed. And once more, they're gonna take that look towards ramp room, which is very free for the taking. Susp, taps Molodoy out of this one. And so no op in the equation for FURIA. They have to somehow reclaim in the 4v5, and Crizin gonna make that all the more difficult by killing K Serrato.
He's got that lurk kill. They're coming at Fallen, but how's he gonna multi from this spot?
Take a huge individual moment here from Fallen. Missing this first few. Does still line up 2 frags in the backdrop. Single man advantage here for Heroic. Nearly lost.
It's only 2 downstairs.
They can confirm. They know there's one back in that lobby, and now as X-Flat plants bomb downstairs, I think FURIA are going to take a look at this and try to play ahead of the timing of that 3rd attacker's rotation.
Yakinder's a weapon, man, and he's having a great game. Pressure on control both sides. T's are cowering.
Confirming this is back here. Crizin is still a mile away from this bomb site. If FURIA are the ones to get this next kill, then it really would have been a problem. But both of the other Heroic members find their duels, pick those up, keep majority alive, and close that overtime gap to now just measly 4 rounds the difference.
You know, that was really scary for Crizin, because he's like, I can't even get back to you guys for a while, and I don't know who's going to be holding me. So you really need to stay alive. This post plant's on you, and, well, if you don't, we can't continue the game. But here he is, making more pop-off plays happen. In the face of the fall of 2K downstairs, that actually kept things alive for a second.
Nice boy.
Really good here, Heroic.
Molodoy again comes in with the hero AWP. Fallen going hard into the investment for that. Oh, there's a chance. Misses his shot. Will land that one onto Susp at least.
Oh, he
Nice.
got it. That's
done.
A beautiful alley-oop.
Very few tools for the job. Still makes it happen.
Please clear that.
Missed Eagle shot for Yakindar. Yuri goes down. Garage player gets turned on, and they've recovered this. Heroic sinking their teeth deep into that upper site. Fallen's gonna have no money for the next round. And now Heroic, it is 3 rounds to overtime.
If you're broke, just say so.
Oh, that's not bad. Looks like he will have a chance to get out of there.
You think that Heroic should get some extra VRS points for the fight?
No. It's win or loss. That's it. You?
No.
That's what I thought.
I think they should get even less for winning.
The win is about the win, not the
for
VRS.
pride. Yeah.
Sure. Honestly, I do think at first I thought they were just getting a few rounds here for exactly that. Just don't get dumpstered, map 3. Ooh, Fallen, I don't think you're so safe, brother. He's hanging on, though. Showing Molodoy how it's done. Okay, Fallen? No, 3 of the 4, not bad. Heroic, obviously, you lose a round. This match is over. So they will go all in and deny that op save.
Scary moment. Right when Yuri missed that first Deagle shot, xCloud gets the kill, gets 2 kills after that. So, 3-round game, ops in play, everyone's stacked. Heroic standing up to this version of FURIA is even more impressive than Mirage.
Yes, sir. Obviously, they and we, I think, would have hoped that it had happened a bit more so in the first half. Give yourself more margin of error, but hey, they've made a game of this. Commendable. No matter how the next 3 go. And I think if you're FURIA, you're a bit worried that this has slipped out of your control. This is 5 rounds in a row, all the way for Heroic. And really, this CT side is only made up of CT pistol win and conversions. But they've found first blood here in round 22.
Oh, it's Crizin as well.
There goes your playmaker. There goes xCloud. And so FURIA just needed a bit more runway to seemingly find a way to close. Eyes set onto this upper floor. Yuri's gonna get blindsided, and all of a sudden, it feels that much more doable. Molodoy, concerned of some kind of a heaven wrap, takes the peek out, finds nothing. Yakindar catching good timing, cuts 1 more off of the play, and no exit back into the lobby means Young Star in this Heroic jersey is trying to save the Orb's life here at Bounty, but FURIA will prevail. A 13-9 finish here on map 3 after such an incredibly slow start to this series. We get 2 rebound maps from one of the very best.
And it's a map where they turn our attention. I mean, even though they end up only playing for pride, I think they did earn